Hey guys, good morning. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Great to be with you on Inspirations for Your Life. A little bit challenged because Restream has been acting up. This is like my fourth time trying to do this, and this is actually being recorded instead of going live. They're having lots of issues in the last couple of days. Audio wasn't going through, my camera got cut out, and different things. And it's been like this really tedious process. So, again, my apology for getting this out to you late. This is actually the cast for yesterday, which is Wednesday. So, again, the master topic for the week is resilience and growth through adversity. And the granular topic for today, or I should say last night, is expect conflict, Series 4, Show 34, Episode 5. So, if you guys are new here, well, welcome to Inspirations of Your Life. It's so great to have you with me. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. Thank you so much. If you're thirsty, why not grab something? I have something very unusual. So this is my breakfast drink. I know it doesn't look that great for those of you that are watching. So it's actually a healthy drink. It's 2 tablespoons of black strap molasses. I take some instant hot from my sink, boiling water tap there, and I melt it with a little bit down, maybe couple cups or two. Then I put the rest water. Then I put maybe the last third orange juice. And it doesn't taste too bad. And I use a metal straw. The reason I use a metal straw is because you don't want to stain your teeth. So feel free to go get yourself a beverage like I have, or maybe another snack or something like that. And we'll keep our fingers crossed that actually today we can get through this entire episode without any camera interruptions, without any audio interruptions. I put enough complaints into Restream. I don't know what they're doing. They told me it could be 3 days, so I'm probably not going to stream live for the next couple of days. I'm probably going to stay in the record mode only because it seems like the record mode only seems to give me no issues, but we will see. All right, guys. So welcome here. If you have not checked out believemeachieve.com, why not do that right now? And well, actually, after the show, don't do it right now. And you can check out my long form, my short form content, all kinds of great stuff. And you can be inspired to become a better you. So I'm going to have a sip of my drink. Feel free to go get yourself something, maybe a snack, maybe juice, maybe fruit, whatever it is. It's actually delicious. So it's orange juice. So you have like a little bit of a sweet taste, not too sweet. That's why I put the orange juice in, because blackstrap molasses is really sweet. So I mix it with the orange juice. So again, welcome back, everyone, to Inspirations for Your Life. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, podcast coach, podcast host, engineer, marketing specialist, video producer, and a keynote speaker as well, and also somebody who is very passionate about learning and to be your guide to unlock practical wisdom for everyday growth. Today, actually, this is Wednesday's show, as I was saying, but it's Thursday that we're doing it. I'm diving into universal truths. One that's really important. It's a conflict theory, and it's that conflict is not the enemy. It's the classroom. Whether you're in business, relationships, or personal growth, conflict shows up, but instead of avoiding it, we can learn to expect it, manage it, and even thrive through it. These lessons will help you turn tensions into transformation. So if you're ready, everyone, let's go ahead and get started. If you've got your beverage, your snack, otherwise go ahead and get that and hurry on back. The first one of the 15 points is cultural fusion. So cultural fusion is when different cultures collide. Sparks can fly, but so can new ideas at the same time, right? Cultural fusion often brings conflict at first, because perspectives clash, and that has a tendency to step on people's egos and things like that. Yet when we embrace the cultures together and we want to learn from them, be curious from them, these differences create stronger bonds, more innovative solutions. Instead of resisting, we lean into the richness and diversity of the offerings. And I think that's something that a lot of people have a hard time with, is the fact that we can embrace these things. Number 2, conflict is normal, guys. Yes, it is. Expect it. Okay, conflict is as natural as, well, drinking or breathing, right? Pretending it doesn't exist only sets you up for disappointment. By expecting conflict, you mentally prepare to deal with it calmly and constructively. And I think that's a good way to deal with it. Number 3, guys, is misaligned expectations fuel clashes. So many conflicts stem from unmet or unclear expectations. When two people see the finish line differently, well, they're going to argue about the path, the cure, and clear communication and alignment before actually moving forward. I think that's a very important thing is to make sure there's always clear communication, whether it's about something personal, about something in the business world. Communication is the key to making sure there's no misunderstandings. Number four, guys, avoidance makes things worse. Ignoring conflict doesn't make it go, makes it fester more. Like an untreated wound, if we know this, it deepens until it's harder to heal, right? Facing issues early saves time, energy, and of course, relationships. But maybe we haven't learned that until we've burnt a relationship, until we've burnt a bridge. Once you've damaged a bridge, sometimes it can be repaired and sometimes it can't. So why not destroy that bridge? Why not be, let's say, respectful of it? Even if you don't need the bridge, there's no reason to destroy it, right? Number five, healthy conflict sparks growth. Conflict isn't always negative. It can stretch people beyond their comfort zones. The best ideas often emerge from healthy debates. If everyone always agrees, innovation, well, it kind of suffers. Number six, listen more, argue less. The fast way to diffuse tension is to truly listen, not just waiting for your turn to speak, but hearing, acknowledging, and reflecting. When people feel heard, half the battle is already won. And I think that's something that many people don't understand is that people don't necessarily want a solution or they don't want advice. They just want to be heard. Okay. It could be in your personal life, or relationships, or it could be in business. They don't want the solution. If you know what the solution is, they're not looking for the solution unless they're asking you. They're asking for you to just listen. They want to vent. Number seven, people want to be heard. At the root of most conflict is simple desires. And as I'm saying, it's validation. People don't always need agreement, they just need acknowledgement. Meeting that need reduces resistance, dramatically. Stay focused, guys, on issues at hand. And it looks like Restream's doing its stupid stuff again. It just got a message saying no audio. So I don't know if that's going to mean we lost audio. Hopefully we didn't. I'm getting a little tired of Restream's system. And as I told them, if they keep having issues, we're getting ready to drop them. Again, I just can't deal with the fact that, we're doing professional streaming and they said they're going to need 3 days to do something. So that's a big problem for me. So again, attack issues, not the people. Conflict becomes toxic when the person is attacked instead of the problem. Stay focused on the issue at hand. Respect remains even if disagreement continues. And I think that's a big thing for a lot of people to realize. Number nine, stay curious, not defensive. Questions like, help me understand why you see it that way. Transform conflict. Curiosity disarms defensiveness and creates room for, well, connection instead of escalation. And I think if we can get curious, curiosity has this unique way of getting us excited, the other person excited, but then again, disarming them. So it's like, hey, Jim, why do you put those always on the back? I was just curious. I don't know, John. I've been putting them on the back for years instead of putting them up front. I just always been doing it since I've been building these whatchamacallits. So always be curious. All right. You can't be curious wrong. Just do it with a heart that really is truthful. Don't ask questions that have no interest to you. You really want to be curious. That's something people can tell. Number 10, conflict reveals values. Every conflict points to deeper priorities. What someone fights for shows what they truly value. Paying attention here helps you understand them better and even yourself. And I think when we start to understand that our ears are meant for listening and we should be listening more than we talk, well, that's half of our battle, as I've said. So remember to listen. Remember to understand that conflicts get diffused when we truly listen. Number 11, lower tone. raised clarity. Shouting muddies the waters. Lowering your voice while sharpening your clarity delivers strength without aggression. People respect control more than any kind of volume. And I think that's a big issue for a lot of people is that everyone thinks that if you raise your voice, you're going to get control. And although it seems like you're getting control of the room at the moment because you're louder than anybody, you really are losing everybody's respect. And as soon as your voice goes down, they quickly write you off. So remember, guys, if something's not going right, you can lower your voice. Say, like, I understand we're having a situation here or we're having a disagreement. I want to understand what's going on. Now, there's going to be some people that are just going to cut you off the path and be like starting to yell at you. And when that happens, well, we'll talk about some more things you can do with that later. Number 12, compromise is strength. Many see compromise as weakness, but it's actually power in disguise. It shows maturity, strategy, and a bigger picture, the total view. Both sides can win even if neither gets everything. Sometimes walk away, number 13. Not every battle is worth fighting. You want to win the war, but you don't need to win every battle. Walking away can protect your energy, your relationships, and your sanity. See, discernment is as important as courage. And so when something is not flowing right and you're trying to listen and you're trying to hear the person out, but they're just not giving you that opportunity and they're trying to be defensive, walk away. It's probably not worth your ears or even the voice that you put forward. People are going to be like that. Maybe they'll change, maybe they won't, but that's not your job to fix that. Okay. It's not your job to fix that. And you'll be a better person for walking away from that situation. Number 14, clashes build resilience. Like lifting weights, every conflict that we face makes us stronger. Each clash develops emotional muscle, preparing you for greater challenges ahead. And I think that's something a lot of people don't realize, but these challenges, these moments of building resilience really help us build our character. Number 15, leaders earn trust in conflict. People watch daily how leaders handle tension. Those who navigate it with fairness, calmness, and respect inspire loyalty. Leadership is most in the heat of conflict. And I think that's a very, very big point that many people oftentimes miss. Here's the part of the show, guys, I really like. Well, I like the whole show, but this part of the show I really like. So far, we've got knocked out of our audio just one time, and it looks like it came right back online within a few seconds. So I'm hoping that we have not really lost anything, but who knows? Restream has been very, very unreliable. So I'm going to go ahead and give you basically one personal, I'm going to say lesson or story. And my hope is by doing this that it will spark something in you. Okay. And by sparking something in you, it's going to get you curious. It's going to get you to want to latch more onto this. And I think that's the basis of everything in our life, regardless of what you're learning. When you decide to get curious, when you decide to say, look, I'm going to learn this no matter what. And that sounds like something that's very difficult, but I want to be truthful with you. It's not difficult. It actually is just a choice that you make. I was talking to somebody the other day, and you guys know I'm back in school for my master's. By the way, very grateful. Just closed out my discrete math. It's a shame that this is being such a pain to have to go through all this, but unfortunately, there are problems happening. And I know you're probably saying, why is this happening? And, I don't know why, but I can tell you that it's being very annoying to me that Restream is doing these kinds of things. So it looks like, we might have dropped for a second or two. I don't know if they even know what's wrong, but again, I'm not going to give them too much longer on this because they're the only platform where I seem to have this problem. And again, you talk with some people and they're nice, but they really can't give you any kind of anything. So the fact that again I keep losing things like USB connectivity and stuff like that, uh, that's a very very big problem. When we think about, being curious, like I was talking about education as I was talking about discrete math. So I banged it out with a 98.3, which is, I think, a pretty good grade in math. It's a very solid A. And I have to tell you that it comes down to the fact that, you know, that class was not easy. But I made a decision at the very beginning of that class that I was going to learn that class no matter what it took me. Now, it took me time. I'm not going to lie to you. It took me time. But I decided to make that class fun. I used lots of different methods. I studied every day. And that really was fun. And now that the class is over, one of the things we learned was how to do a certain type of counting. So certain formulas are still in my head. Like if Joe goes to the bakery and he wants to get um, let's say six cupcakes, which is what fits in the box. And he's got 32 to choose from. But at most, two have to be chocolate chip cupcakes. You have to do a certain formula. And you have a choice between permutations and combinations. And my joke here is that, combination locks are really not combination locks because, see, a combination lock means order doesn't matter. They should be called permutation locks. So in the case of this, a combination is fine. But when order matters, you have to do a permutation. So the formula is very simple. You basically take basically n factorial O divided by r factorial parenthesis n minus r parenthesis factorial, and that will give us the number of ways that I could put cupcakes in the box with having at most two chocolate chips. So I know that's pretty cool, but that was kind of fun for me. So again, I banged it with an A, a solid A. 98.3 is a really great grade. And so that happened because of my curiosity, because of my drive. When I talk to people about studying, like, oh, I couldn't study that long, John. I mean, I like studying. I like learning. And to me, it's fun. Cultural fusion. Years ago, I worked on a remote team project with another country. And initially, our meetings were tense. Communication styles clashed, and we had wildly different ideas of things that we considered urgent. But once we made time to understand each other's cultural values, something clicked. Our diverse viewpoints created a marketing campaign that outperformed every previous one we've ever had. The tension was the gateway to, well, really, guys, the breakthrough. And so I think those are important things to realize. So conflict, guys, is completely normal. Expect it. When I became a team lead for the first time working for a government agency before I had my own company, I was shocked by how quickly conflicts popped up. I took them personally at first. Then a mentor said to me, John, you're not doing it wrong. Conflict just means people care. That mindset shift helped me to anticipate issues without, well, dreading and handling them with strategy now instead of stress. Conflict is going to happen. It's just how we choose to respond to it that makes it going to be good or bad. We can learn from it. Misaligned expectations will happen every single day in your life. They fuel clashes. In a freelance project I was working on, the client thought I was building a full website. I thought it was just a landing page. Neither of us clarified early on what it was. It led to frustration, rework, and tension. That experience burned me, but it taught me to over-communicate expectations from the jump. Never again did I do it that way. I leave things vague, right? So I make sure that we have the conversation. I make sure the conversation's recorded. I make sure we put things in writing. And this way there is no miscommunication, and we keep checking with people on different milestones of the project. Avoidance, guys, makes things worse. In a previous relationship, I avoided telling a friend of mine how overwhelmed I felt with work and our time imbalance. Weeks passed and resentment, well, silently built up until, oh, I kind of just couldn't take this anymore. This was many, many years ago. It was right after college. And had I just voiced my needs early, the blowup could have been a calm conversation. Now I speak up before silence. I don't let things become, well, infernos. So you want to deal with the fire before it becomes that big inferno, right? I think that's the lesson here. Healthy conflict sparks growth. One of my best collaborations started with a heated argument. We disagreed on everything from budget allocation to design choices. But as we challenged each other respectfully, better ideas emerged. What began as friction became fuel. And the project ended up, well, award winning. That taught me not to fear disagreements. They often happen, and they're the seed of the excellence that we can produce. Guys, listen more, argue less. I once led a team member who was always late delivering. I was ready to basically confront him hard, but I chose to ask what was going on first. He shared his struggles as a single dad with some unreliable healthcare for his children. Just listening diffused the tension. We created a flexible schedule, and he became one of the most productive people on my team. Sometimes we have to be a little human because that's the element that's missing a lot from the workplace. People want to be heard. During a board meeting, an elder colleague kept repeating the same concern. Most rolled their eyes. I finally said, "Can you walk me through your concern again?" His face lit up. No one had actually acknowledged it. That small gesture that I put forward led him to calm down and join the solution side. People just wanted to know that they matter, that they care. Attack issues, not people. I once slipped and blamed a colleague for a missed deadline during a review. His morale plummeted. And I later apologized and reframed the process, broke down. How can we fix it? That changed everything. Since then, I've stuck to issues and never personalities became what we went after. It was what went wrong. People rise when they feel safe from personal attacks. Never attack a person. You can attack the situation or the behavior, but never the person. Stay curious your whole life, not defensive. In a business partnership, I got pushback on a decision I believed in. I felt defensive, but paused and asked, "Why do you feel strongly about changing this?" The insight I got helped improve the idea significantly. Curiosity kept our trust intact and led to a better result. Number 10, conflict reveals values. I once butted heads with a colleague over a budget. He fought hard to keep funding for junior staff development, while I focused on revenue impacts. Though that argument seemed to be clear, I saw his deep value for mentorship. That clarity reshaped how I viewed him, not as a stubborn, but as someone who had principles. And maybe there was another side I hadn't looked at. Lower your tone, guys. I know everybody wants to overpower the room by being loud, but that really does nothing for anybody. It just frustrates everyone. So raise your clarity, not your voices. Let's slow down. What do we each need right now? The mood instantly will shift. I learned that volume doesn't equal power. Being calm and clarity with truth does. It became my new go-to conflict superpower. So just remember, lower your voice and show you care. Compromise is strength. I once negotiated a deal with both sides, had firm opposing views. We paused, revisited our shared goals, and each gave a little ground. The final agreement wasn't perfect, but both parties felt heard and respected. That deal led to a long term partnership. Compromise made us collaborators, not competitors. And sometimes walking away just matters. One time I stayed too long in an agreement where I was constantly belittled. I kept thinking I could fix it. One day I realized preserving my peace was more important than focusing on pushing progress. Walking away wasn't failure, it was clarity. That decision fed me to thrive elsewhere. So don't worry about winning every battle. Worry about the war. And sometimes you have to walk away from some battles. Clashes build resilience. I know we don't want to hear that, but a major product launch once failed spectacularly because, well, tension soared. Fingers were pointed, and morale just dropped instantly. I took responsibility, I faced the team, and we worked through it together. See, that disaster taught me how to lead in crisis, and it made me more confident and compared to other times when there was challenges. Leaders earn trust in conflict. A junior team member was unfairly blamed in a client meeting. I stepped in, took accountability, and shielded this person publicly, even though it was risky. Later, he said that moment made me believe in you. Leadership isn't proven in easy times, but in the heat of conflict. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand today. See, conflict, guys, is part of life. But how we handle it defines our growth. It shapes our character, builds our resilience, and defines our leadership. Expect it, people. Embrace it and use it as fuel for transformation. When we can learn to go with the flow and go with the conflict and understand why there's conflict, well, conflict will just sort of dissolve. If you guys don't know who I am, allow me to reintroduce myself. I am John C. Morley, a serial entrepreneur, and I invite each and every one of you to connect with me for more inspiration strategies to elevate your life. And you could do that by visiting believemeachieve.com. By now, you guys know I'm very passionate about creating content that is going to motivate and empower and change your life. Again, my apology for having to do this so many times, but Restream has been so very unreliable. I am hoping that this cast went well and that I don't have to do this again. But I mean, doing this 4 times is something I've never had to do in all the years. Obviously, their software needs some help. Like I said, we were on StreamYard before. We dropped them because their customer service was so poor. They moved it to Italy, and they decided that they didn't even want to answer even live chats. Restream is a little better. They don't do phone calls. They do a chat. They try to help, but they can't always do much. So it is a little bit frustrating. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. Do check out believemeachieve.com, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode real soon. Take care, everyone. Be well. And remember, conflict exists. Start to embrace it.